Everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode number 98 of the Unknown Games podcast. We're almost there to episode 100. Glad to have you here with us. My name is Adrian. I'm the host of the show, and I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, the one, the only, because there's only one game duck. Alex, what's up?
Ahoy!
What's up?
That thing sounds so lewd every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to.
Ahoy!
It's just the last part of it that you just think to yourself like, oh, it's okay. And then all of a sudden it gets a little bit like, nah, it's not a normal ahoy. But, we want to say ahoy, everybody. Welcome to the show. Like I said, this is episode number 98. I can't believe we're almost there to D-Day.
Yeah, then we'll be freed from this mortal coil. I can't wait.
Which Souls game or what Souls-like game would you like to be in? When you're free from the mortal coil, what would you want to die in?
Like, what you mean? What would I like if I had to be in the game? Like, what game would I prefer to be in?
Yeah.
They're all bad, honestly. They're all bad for normal humans. I guess Code Vein, because a lot of those characters are hot. Like Lewis is hot. Me is pretty hot. I mean, they're all hot. All the characters are hot.
You want to be in the game with the hottest characters.
Have you played Code Vein?
No, I still haven't. It's still I own it though. At least now, that's one good thing.
Is very attractive, like everyone.
Well, I mean, on stream I use that for the thirst. Every time type in redeem thirst, and you get that.
Yeah.
The whole world
all
is
the characters
thirsty.
Are like very attractive. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Except for, I'm sorry, I gotta clarify. There's like a 10-year-old.
Wow.
Not that guy.
Hold up. No.
Yeah. Not that one. But yeah, the rest. The rest of the cast, yeah.
Wow, I'm trying to imagine in my mind like, dang, who just got dissed so hard that they are no longer in the attractive category? It's like
it would be the child.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy. Well, yeah, but the rest of the cast is like, yeah, Louis. He's like the main. He's the first dude you encounter, pretty much your first partner. He's like, what's up? Yeah, he's kind of like he's got an air about him. He's kind of like, if it weren't a death apocalypse, he'd be the kind of like guy from a rich.
He'd be the guy
from a rich company or something like that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we'll be talking about another Bandai Namco game, and I think so far, Bandai Namco games have been on a pretty good spree. We've had, it started with Code Vein, then Scarlet Nexus, and now we're getting a Tales of Arise, which is about to come out in about less than a month. I want to say like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks or less. And they do a great job on those character designs. And so we'll be talking about that. I played the demo and it was a lot of fun. And then of course we can't not. I mean, we really can't not talk about Pokémon Arceus.
Sure. They pronounce it on stream actually, and it's actually not how you pronounce it, but
I'm a bad person. Can you correct me?
It's art. Well, I've been calling it Arceus for my whole life, but on the Pokemon Presents, they're like Legend of. I'm like, wait, that's how you pronounce the name, and I kind of like just slipped my mind. It's like Arceus or something. I don't know.
Arceus?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's Arceus. Arceus works. It's just
Arceus. Yeah.
And then finally, we're going to talk about a little bit of the QuakeCon news. Not really so much the news out of QuakeCon, just Quake getting remastered for its 25th anniversary. Hard to believe Quake is 25. Well, I guess it's not hard to believe, but. Do you remember your first time playing Quake?
I actually never played Quake as a kid. I played Doom though.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I feel like I played Quake in my art class because Quake and Doom were just some freeware games that you could just like it was installed on almost every Windows computer.
Yeah, I played a lot of Doom as a kid, and then that eventually turned into Unreal Tournament. And then. For some people, this is when they start going into CS, like Counter-Strike 1.6, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I was on 1.5.
Let the record know. After Unreal Tournament, I think this is about when I diverged into console gaming for like a long time. And then like eventually, I came back to PC gaming with Left 4 Dead. But yeah, so I have a little bit of a whatever. But yeah.
That was the time that you left the PC realm. I mean, for me, I left when I started playing Counter Strike, and then I got hooked on like MMOs, and I mean, I play a lot of City of Heroes, but Counter Strike was that one game I started. Like I said, at 1.5, and it's interesting because like when you go back to 1.5, it's I mean essentially that's when Steam 1.5 1.6 I think is when Steam actually came about, and like I just remember the jankiness of Steam. And
Steam was with Half-Life 2, I believe. So whenever Half-Life 2
was
came
it
out.
Half-Life 2? Okay, because
Yeah.
there was like a just when the friends list was just barely up.
Yeah, so I saw. Oh no, that's not. No. When I started, because I was playing Call of Duty on PC. Actually, I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on PC. And back then, that's when Steam was still pretty jank. It had the disgusting green theme to it.
Green or gray?
Yeah.
Was it green, gray,
No, it was
or
green.
like,
it was green. You can just type in like Steam, old Steam or whatever, and you'll see.
I felt like there was
like,
a gray one too, because I switched to gray. But it's granted,
yeah.
it was jank. It was just it was disgusting.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that's like I remember. Where were you when Steam changed? Anyways, no, but I feel like a lot of people from our generation, I guess, just started with Doom and Quake, and then eventually, this is where the split happens, right? Either you stay with PC gaming and you started doing like from there MMOs, I think. So, well, a lot of people, not everyone, played World of Warcraft too after a while, right?
I never touched it.
And then like
that was like that was when I got out of MMOs
like PC,
and stuff.
And then you just
gaming.
like stay in PC gaming, or this is when people would start, oh, the PS3 is pretty cool actually, and then you buy Xbox 360 or PS3, something like that.
Yeah. Who was out there saying the PS3 is pretty cool? Everyone was like that. I mean, I guess everyone at the time, it was pretty cool, but I mean, it was a crap ton of money. As someone who bought one on day one.
Yeah, I bought a PS3 actually as well. So I mean, I bought a PS3 and I was playing it, and then a lot of the people from my school or like my friend circle were like, "Yeah, we're playing we're playing Gears of War." I'm like, "Oh, I don't have that game."
Yeah, no one. Yeah. There was almost nothing on PS3 for a long time, and
so I actually bought a 360 just so I could play with some of my friends. So, that's Gears of War and Halo and Rainbow Six Vegas, or so, you know what I mean, like those kind of games.
Like I mean, it was like I gotta say there was a lot of good stuff even on launch for 360.
Yeah.
I think the only thing on PlayStation, like the first thing was, of course, it was like Metal Gear Solid 4. Like that was the reason, like go buy a PlayStation 4. Or sorry, PlayStation 3. So I'm tripping.
But
PS3 was go get MGS 4. I mean, I guess you could get Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I got that, but yeah, it was Metal Gear Solid 4. I think was the first big kind of exclusive title, and then you could only play it. And still to this day,
yeah, not even on any other platform. I mean, I was thinking about this recently, actually. Someone in chat, my chat, by the way, I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/read24, is like starting to play through like all the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I'm like, now that 2021, like for someone who's never touched MGS, like where do you get started? And I was like, okay, MGS this platform, MGS2 this platform, MGS3 this platform, and MGS4. I'm like, you got to dig out your PS3, but
you got to dig that out.
Yeah.
But
how were we? Quake, yeah.
we were on like kind of a tangent. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the intros really quick. You just heard where you can find my co-host Alex streaming on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday here in Japan at 9 p.m. You can follow him at Route24, ROUTE24. And then you can also follow myself on Twitch at NinjaTrix, NinjaTrix, and I stream every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Twitch as well. So we have some great streams, great communities. So go on ahead, follow us, and if you want to leave some tips, donations, subscribe. We got.
If you want to give us money, you're more than welcome to do that.
You're more than welcome to do that. And if you don't want to give the money and you just want to follow, that's cool. But you know what you can do? You can give us a 5-star review, or 4 or 3, no less, on iTunes or Spotify if you're listening to this on Google or iTunes or Spotify.
Can you rate podcasts on Spotify?
I don't think you can, but I feel like you should be able to, right? There has to be some sort of like rating mechanism on Spotify.
There is no way to rate a podcast.
It's so
Spotify.
strange. They have they're trying to like, I got a message on Anchor earlier, like, hey, you can include, Spotify music into your podcast now. It's built into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And they're like, but if you have sponsors activated, no, you can't. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, also I feel like that would be pretty weird for
it's weird because you can't hear it unless you are a Spotify
like
subscriber
subscriber or something like
or
that,
free
yeah.
member or whatever. So I'm like, well, somebody's hearing nothing and someone's hearing something.
Yeah, we should just use we should if you want to put music in between our podcast segments, we could just use free to use stuff, but
Yeah. I mean, we got tons of library of free
that's
stuff,
true.
free
Yeah,
stuff.
free stuff.
All right. Well, we're going to move on into the show. I don't think I left out anything that I can remember. That is a that is very much a trick question.
So what did you say? I don't think I left out anything I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a trap card right there.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, technically yes, but yeah.
That was a trap card. Anyways, let's go on into Pokemon.
Oh, I need that you triggered my trap card thing for my soundboard, yeah.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and it feels like
Speaking of trap card, is that intentional? Is that a segue?
the Chain of Memories.
Yeah, because that's just card based, or was it card? Is it still
It is
card
card
based?
based. Yeah, it's still card based. It is.
Okay.
We should talk about that when I'm a little bit further. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually having a lot of fun in Kingdom Hearts. There's something about that series that makes me happy.
Yeah, is it like I don't know, the Disney characters or
I guess it could be the Disney characters. I mean, this is literally we're not looking at Pokemon. I mean, we're looking at Pokemon now, but I guess for 2 seconds I will just say, it's kind of the like how do you write what should be in a game that wasn't in the first game? That's Chain of Memories. You know, every character has amnesia. I kid
yeah.
you not, except for the two main villains or whatever. Like everyone has amnesia, and they're like, Sora, if you just remember, you'll find these memories, or you'll lose them.
Oh,
And
it's
Sora's
Castle Oblivion, yeah?
yeah, it's Castle Oblivion, so
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
that's like
retracing.
that's the thing about Castle Oblivion. That's the trick about it, right? Has everyone loses their memories when they step inside.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. So everyone knows, but Sora and Donald and Goofy, they're just like,
Yeah.
what the heck? So, anyways, yeah, there was a huge Pokemon present on the 18th of August, and it was. I guess I think I watched a little bit of it on stream. Just this part for Arc. Man, now I'm gonna have to go and find out how they say Arceus, Arceus,
I mean, I've been calling it Arceus for my whole life,
Arceus.
but
We'll be ignorant for 2 more seconds.
let
But
me
I mean,
read. Yeah, if there's a Japanese, the Japanese in katakana is Arceus,
Arceus.
Yeah, there you go.
Arceus. Okay, we'll call him Arceus or her. We'll call it Arceus.
Well,
I mean,
it's kind of really. It's genderless, but yeah,
we'll call it Arceus.
sure.
Today's topic. I know, but what did you think? What did you think of the gameplay, or what were your initial? Because we saw this earlier in the year, or was it late last year? I think.
God, I want to say earlier this year, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I know Ed had pointed out, friend of the show, Ed had pointed out in the chat when I was showing it to you, he was like, yeah, it still looks kind of rough. I'm like, really? It looks better when I shrunk it down on a smaller screen, but it's still, it looks fine to me when I shrunk it down. I'm like, if I was looking at this on a handheld, it looks fine.
You mean like a Switch, basically?
Like
Yeah.
a Switch. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it definitely still does look a little rough-ish, but I think that's just the art direction. I don't think.
Yeah, so if you go on like Reddit, for example, there's basically like two train of thoughts regarding the game in terms of how it looks. So a lot of people are shitting on it for just looking like it's a PS2 game or something like that.
Like a high-res DS game or something.
Yeah, I mean, basically. So people are shitting on it for being like low poly, low detailed, bad textures, barren environments, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other people who are just like, yeah, game looks fine. I'm excited for it. And they're not as bothered by how it looks.
Right.
There was a screenshot that was, or not a screenshot rather, but like a comparison that was going around for a bit that compares. It was like a shot from Breath of the Wild versus a shard. Well, wait, did I say shard? Sorry.
You said a shard.
Shot,
A shot shard.
a shot from Arceus. Oh, god damn it.
Arceus.
Arceus.
We're calling him Arceus. I mean,
Anyways, yeah, so it was a picture that was comparing Breath of the Wild to Pokemon, and they're like, oh, look, is basically just being like, oh, Game Freak, is terrible at making video games for the Switch, right?
Right.
And I see what they're getting at. Like, it's definitely like the shot from Breath of the Wild is very, very impressive in terms of just art direction, and the world looks very alive and lived in. Pokemon looks fine, I gotta say.
It
Yeah.
does it not look kind of like the recent remake, not remakes, but the recent new ones in terms of how many things are in the world? Maybe just not as many Pokemon or something.
Um, I would say it looks better than Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sword and Shield also got similar criticism for being like bad looking, I guess. Um, so people were like shitting on it, not just for the environment, but also Pokemon animation. So there was a famous example from Sword and Shield where you can see like a wild Gyarados out in the field, like just straight up like a Gyarados, like in the
Mm-hmm.
water, right?
Right. Right.
And when Gyarados turns around, it doesn't have a proper turn animation. It's just like
Oh, it
if
just
you,
does like a 90-degree pivot kind of thing.
yeah,
Just
it's like as if you took a skewer through Gyarados and just like spun him, and that's what it looked like. And people were just like, what the fuck is this? You know? So
I mean, as long as they fix something, things like that, because I know that was a thing, like you said, just kind of reusing some of those animations, even though it was a different game.
so they didn't. Well, the problem is they just didn't make animations.
It's even
Really, yeah,
worse.
it's just turning a model really. Um, so I don't know. Like I know people are really bothered just by how it looks. Really, I would say that it doesn't bother me too much. Like my expectations for Pokemon, like this sounds terrible, but I mean they're not very high, right?
They're not exactly high. I mean, honestly, the more I looked at the game, like throughout this presentation, the more I got used to it. It wasn't something I was just like, oh, this looks bad. It looked, like I said, it looked fine to me.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It looks fine. Like it's not like blowing me away. I'm like, wow, this is these are the best like anime, style JRPG graphics I've ever seen. Like if that's what you're looking for, go play Tales of Arise or something like that, right? Or Scarlet
Right.
Nexus or
Or
something. But
exactly.
yeah, this is like fine. I'm like pretty happy with how it looks. My expectations weren't very high, so that's all I can say about it visually. But was more to it than just what it looks like. Like they're also
Exactly.
showing off gameplay features and stuff. And I think that's what's unique about Arceus as opposed to Sword and Shield here. So
Exactly. Exactly. And you like you said, so it is very much a different game in terms of first of all, time period piece is like this is way before any of the previous Pokemons. This is
yeah, it's
like
like ancient Sinnoh
ancient.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way the story goes is that Pokemon and humans aren't yet friends. So
They're like all the dangerous. You can straight up die. A Pokemon can kill you
yeah,
essentially.
Pokemon are ready to take your bacon. I don't know what that means, but the Pokemon are ready to just, so the way you have to approach Pokemon, and it's actually kind of interesting. I kind of thought about Monster Hunter in a way because you are going out and essentially doing like field research, kind of, just like in Monster Hunter, you go out and do that research into the monsters. But the way that you also prepare is at the beginning, you'll go to a camp in Arceus,
Arceus.
Arceus. You go to a campsite, you'll prepare your loadout of what you want to bring, and then you'll go into the world and explore. And all the Pokemon, like you said, they're just out there in the wild. And the video says, like, some of them are more approachable than others. And, that means that you'll be able to catch them or be friends with them. But then others, you have to kind of, take the normal approach of weakening them with your Pokemon that you have and then capturing them. And I guess after that, you bring them back to the research society or and the story progresses. But I don't believe there is an Elite Four or any of that, like that structure doesn't seem to be hinted at, unless I
No,
missed something.
yeah, this is well, I mean, the Elite Four is like from the top of the Pokemon League, and if humans don't train Pokemon in this era, then there wouldn't be. Um, I mean, call me crazy, but I feel like the final antagonist, if you want to say that, is going to be Arceus, the actual the Pokemon in the name of the game. But
I'm gonna fight God,
yeah, no, literally, you're gonna fight the god of
the
Pokemon,
God of Pokemon.
which is pretty cool, I guess.
You're about the
Yeah.
deck.
I think for me when they showed off they showed off Pokemon battles. So if you're wondering if there's gonna be Pokemon battles in this game, the answer is yes. Like it works pretty much how you expect it to. It's turn-based, it's 1v1 for the most part, unless you switch. Um the biggest addition or change with the battle system for this game as opposed to traditional Pokemon games is that you can actually attack twice in a single turn.
Oh, okay,
So
that's
they
right.
showed off Yeah, they showed off two different like attack modifiers. So you can put there was like strong style and agile style, which you can use to modify your attack, right?
Right, right,
So if you use agile style, it'll reduce your attack power but increase your speed. If you do strong style, it'll do the opposite, like more attack for less speed.
right, right,
So
right,
they one of the examples they showed was you can use agile style for a stat boosting move to boost your stats real quick, and that won't burn up like your turn yet. So you can go another time before your enemy goes, and then you can hit them with like a physical strike. So you can quickly buff yourself and attack
right.
really quickly before your enemy actually gets to move at all. So that's pretty new for Pokemon. Pokemon has always been uh, I go then you go
Then you go.
based
Exactly.
on or if you go I go if your speed stat is higher than mine, right?
Right. And I mean, there's no other, there's no, I guess there's no other person controlling that Pokemon either. So I mean, I like that they're changing it up. I think a lot of people, and I hope a lot of, fans of the series definitely give the game a shot. I don't think, are there people who don't give Pokemon games a shot who are Pokemon fans? Is there a time when they just get, I don't want to say burnt out, but I mean, because Pokemon has been doing something where we've had a lot of different types of Pokemon games. Pokemon Unite, we've had Pokemon Masters on mobile, we've
There's
had
like Pokemon Snap and yeah.
Pokemon Snap. I mean, I feel like there's just a really good, diverse time for Pokemon games, and this
I
being one of them.
yeah, I honestly think that most people are still buying Pokemon. I mean, Sword and Shield sold quite well if you just look at raw numbers here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you go to Reddit, you'll find a lot of decisive comments about the recent Pokemon games.
Okay, okay.
A lot of people are just displeased really with the direction of the series and how stale they feel like it's gotten. That being said, though, if you just look at the raw numbers, clearly someone's buying these games. Clearly they're selling.
Clearly,
Yeah,
they're still selling.
So, are there people that are skipping Pokemon? Maybe, probably some, but for every person who grew up with Pokemon and feels like Pokemon is stale, there's just like there's another 10-year-old who is this is their first Pokemon game, right? So
Yeah, that's true. Man, that's gonna feel weird. Not that, but I was thinking about getting a Switch again. It crossed my mind. I found that Monster Hunter Switch, and it's for normal Switch price, and I was like, well, should I? Could I? What would I play? And I mean, like this is one of the games I would definitely want to step into. I would say this over Sword and Shield. I'd probably play this first, then go back and play Sword and Shield,
mhm.
and then play, of course, like the other games we've been talking about on the podcast back and forth. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a great time to get into Pokemon. Was there anything else that stood out to you in the trailer, or like
In the
information,
trailer,
or just like in the information for the game, or anything you
I thought it was
noticed?
pretty cool how like you actually don't need to throw out a Pokeball. Like if you see a wild Pokemon, like how it works in all the other Pokemon games is if you see a Pokemon, like in Sword and Shield, for example, they're roaming in the what's it called, the roaming area. I forget it. Anyways,
The
they're
free
roaming,
world.
and if you like bump into them, you get transferred into a battle screen where you have to throw out your Pokeball, and you're basically in a battle, right?
Right, right.
You could run away, of course, but that's you selecting to run away.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, they're just roaming, and if you don't throw out a Pokeball, they'll like attack you. Like the Pokemon will like charge at you, yeah, and they'll like hit you and stuff. And if you take too much damage as a human, you'll like pass out. Like they'll knock you out.
That's
So
yeah,
there's a part
Pokemon.
in the trailer here where just your player character is just dodge rolling like around a Pokemon, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, this is. I mean, like this is. I think a more natural experience with Pokemon, and it's something that they don't. I don't know if they ever kind of go into it, but when I was a kid, I'd always just be like, well, how come all these Pokemon just like they're okay being in these Pokeball? Like, what's up with this? Like, why are Pokemon so happy to be captured at one point? I know that all Pokemon aren't happy being captured, but
No,
it
yeah.
seems like these just being out in the wild and being free like they are now, more so. It's just actually kind of a nice way to kind of explore that, and maybe they've done it before. I just haven't played it, but yeah, our man Arceus,
Arceus.
Arceus.
I've been calling him Arceus my whole damn life, but we just looked up the katakana in Japanese, and it's like Arceus. So there you go.
Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out right now, scheduled at least for January
January.
28th, 2022.
That's worldwide, or is that English North
Uh,
American regions, or what?
this is North America,
So Japan would
at
be the
least,
27th, or Japan might also be the same day and just slightly delayed
and
because we
slightly
get it.
delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just due to time zones. And yeah. So and Pokemon, of course, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl on November 19th this year. If you want to check out more information about those games, definitely go ahead, check out the Pokemon Presents. You can find it on the official Pokemon YouTube channel. I like I said, I kind of encourage you to everyone go support the official stuff. Unless you have an official streamer you love who's watching it and giving you the best deets.
I don't know what you're saying, but it's 28th in Japan, so yeah.
I don't know either. I will say though, when I was trying to find the actual video for this when I was streaming, there are so many people who have like the same thumbnail as the actual Pokemon Presents.
Oh,
I could
that's
not.
irritating. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not find the actual Pokemon Presents, and I was like, oh, where is it? It has like here's the link. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
so
was watching that too. I wasn't streaming at the time. I was just watching it. So
it was a good one. I enjoyed it.
yeah, I mean, maybe it was just the new games. I didn't expect them to bust the 200 ounce like a brand new thing. I know, just a side topic before we move on. So alongside Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the remakes of Gen 4, I think in Japan and also perhaps other regions, they're going to put out a special edition of a Switch Lite.
Ooh,
And the back of the Switch Lite has this Palkia and Dialga design,
you know
which
what? I think let me
which
see if
mirrors, which is the same design that they used on
the
a special DS. Yeah,
right, yeah.
when Diamond and Pearl came out in Japan and North America, there's also a limited DS with this design on it, and they're basically bringing that design back for this limited Switch Lite. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice, nice. I feel like I saw that too. I don't know if it was in the trailer. I believe I have to believe it is in the trailer somewhere. I kind of want to pull it up, but if I don't in time, definitely check that out. I mean, I think they've done a great job with some of these special edition DSs, not DSs, but Nintendo Switches, and yeah, that's cool. I'm not a Dialga Palkia fan. Well, if I take one or the other, I'm a Palkia person.
Yeah, you like the Palkia,
I
but
like the
there's
Palkia.
Hey, I'll send you a link. Um, it's on
The
a
link.
Japanese website, but if you just open it real quick, it'll show that design.
Go. Oh, that's clean. I like this is similar to the Monster Hunter DS. Not D. I keep calling this a DS for some reason, but the Monster Hunter Nintendo Switch in the sense that I really like the black and gold or gold, silver, black colors when
Yep.
they do it on it. It just looks really nice. This looks nice. That's
Yeah, I mean,
clean.
if I didn't already own a Switch and I didn't mind that I couldn't like dock it or anything, yeah, like why not? Like it looks pretty cool. Like it's pretty unique. Not many other people are gonna have that design. So if you don't have a Switch and you are 100% always gonna play that in handheld mode, sure, like why not?
Yeah, I made a decision in terms of if I'm going to get a Switch now or later, for the OLED version, we still
Yep.
don't know what's internally different if there's anything that
I
much.
sincerely doubt, aside from the screen, it's different. But yeah,
The only thing I was thinking is like, am I actually going to play this in handheld mode? And I just realized like, no, I'm going to have it docked the entire time.
you'll
I
never play
probably,
that in handheld
I
mode. Like
probably
you'll
will never.
never. Like what if
Because
you
I'm
go
always at
home?
home.
Yeah, what if you take it on an airplane or something?
I can't play on airplanes. I get motion
You get
sickness.
sick?
Yeah,
Okay.
I get sick really bad.
So
I get
not
like
even
just a bad
trains.
headache.
Trains is out then as well.
Trains I like go to sleep or I like may watch something, but typically I'll be reading or writing something when so I
Okay.
just never play games on the train. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I was like, well, I guess it would just always be
Like
plugged
docked,
into,
yeah.
yeah, docked. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it just makes more sense to just get that that
I
switch.
actually like my Switch in handheld mode. I gotta admit, I think I play my Switch aside from when I'm streaming. I actually play it more in handheld than I do in docked mode. Like I'll just pull it off the dock and I'll kind of play it at my computer
Mm-hmm.
instead of like at my computer but connected to a monitor. If that makes any sense? Do you know what I mean?
No. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I would be doing the opposite at my
It's like
computer
if you
connected
had your
to the
computer
monitor.
and
Yeah,
connected to a
yeah,
monitor. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. The only thing that's missing is Kingdom Hearts, so I could just just
Is Kingdom Hearts not
download.
on Switch? It must be, no?
I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think they ever did all of them on. Even though like two of the games or three of the games are
Definitely
on,
could
could
be on a
be
Switch.
on a
Yeah, so
Switch,
that's Kingdom
right?
Hearts 1 and 2, Chain of Memories, all that stuff, plus Melody Memories, which is already on Switch, actually. So you would just be missing 3 essentially, right?
Okay. Hey, maybe I'll get Melody of Memories there then.
Like it has story, by the way. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
no, it is actual story. I
yeah,
mean,
that's what's
it's
wild. That's so
I've
wild.
got to
Yeah,
go through it.
yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I have to go through it. But moving on to a little bit of the QuakeCon news, or just talking about, like I said earlier, Quake 25th anniversary. Congratulations to it.
You have
Uh,
a so you have a 3070. It's a GPU in your computer, yeah.
yes.
So you should check this out. Play it privately or stream it or whatever. Go to Steam and go download Quake 2 RTX.
That was, yeah, I think, was it I was reading like 2019 or something, they made an RTX version of Quake 2.
Yeah, so it has ray tracing. It's Quake 2, but it has ray tracing. It's free to download. Just you don't
Oh
gotta spend
wow.
any. Yeah, you don't gotta spend any money. But it's like basically, I don't know if it's all of Quake 2, but it's a part of Quake 2, just completely remade with ray tracing. And you should check it out because you now have a GPU that can ray
That can
trace,
ray trace. Oh
and
my goodness, I forgot. Holy
it
crap.
looks crazy because it's like it's Quake 2. They didn't do any new textures. They didn't remake Quake 2. It's just Quake 2, right?
It's just the same OG game, but
But with
but
realistic lighting, and it's wild. It's so crazy. Like when you fire your gun, it like blooms out and it illuminates the room. Uh, realistically, surface reflections are realistic. The flames are in the environment it's crazy. Just go check it out.
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
go
might have to
download
check
it
that
when you're
out.
like done. When we're done this, go download Quake 2 RTX and be like,
So
it's
here's a
Quake
really
2.
crazy question. Would we have the same fun playing Minecraft since it has the RTX stuff in it too?
It depends on like what you get out of ray tracing because it looks pretty, but it's not a
It
gameplay
doesn't
fit.
change. It's not a
Yeah,
gameplay feature, right?
yeah, it looks real pretty. Actually, I'm looking at the trailer for Quake 2 Remaster right now, and I do believe you can see some of that realistic like lighting changes. Like
That's
hallways will light up
Yeah,
when you
like
fire a gun
when
and that
you
kind of
fire a
stuff.
gun. That's pretty insane. But yeah, yeah, I know. I kind of actually want to do that now. I might actually just go ahead and do that after we get through with the
Yeah,
podcast.
it's just Quake
It's
2,
free
man. It's
and it's
it's just
free.
it's
Like
free.
what the heck, you know?
It's
What the
just
heck?
Quake 2, but with ray tracing, and you're just like, this is it's so like what's the word? Novel, because it's like this old ass game with this bleeding edge tech, and you're like, okay, this is weird.
Oh
As for
man.
Minecraft, I gotta say, it would look hella good. I would enjoy looking at Minecraft. That doesn't mean I'll enjoy playing Minecraft, but yeah.
That's very true. It reminds me of that one time I went into that VR game. That wasn't. I mean that one game. Gosh.
What game?
That game with fudge. I can't remember. I'll remember it eventually. It was just a traumatizing experience.
Oh, the one you
You
streamed like 2 weeks ago?
that was traumatizing too. Man, I play a lot of traumatizing games. Back to Quake, the remaster of Quake 1. It's now out on Xbox Series S, X, PC, and I believe Switch and PlayStation as well. So
Right.
it is on everything you can get it on. So
To clarify on PC, I think they said just buy Quake on Steam, and then it's now remastered. Like there's no Quake remastered on Steam.
okay, okay.
It's just it's just Quake
It's
essentially,
just Quake
and
with
then they patched it
just patched it.
basically. Yeah,
Just patched it.
yeah.
It's bringing native 4K resolution with 120 hertz refresh rate, and I believe you can play the whole thing, the story mode or whatever, the campaign, all co-op, or the multiplayer. There's co-op in there as well. This is being done by Machine Games, so if you've played Wolfenstein: The New Order or Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, that's the studio that did that. And I mean, like, yeah, I mean, those are great games in of themselves. So I mean, it's a great remix, not remix, but just upgrade. And if you're looking to play some Quake and celebrate the 25th, I don't want to say celebrate your childhood because, well,
Maybe
maybe,
you didn't play Quake, or maybe you're too young to play Quake. Yeah,
yeah, or maybe you are old enough and, we got to show some respect for our older listeners.
that's true. Yeah,
That's true. We're sorry, older listeners.
yeah.
that was that. How,
I,
okay,
I
how
gotta I
sincere was
gotta
that?
say though, every year at Quake, I mean, this year is a little bit of an exception because it's Quake 25th anniversary and we got a remastered Quake. But I feel like every QuakeCon, like last year and the year before, somewhat ironically or sadly, doesn't really focus on Quake.
No, it doesn't.
It's
It
just
typically
Bethesda.
doesn't.
It's Bethesda games, really. So
Essentially, yeah. This is the
yeah,
first time in a while I think we've got to like purely focus Quake game and stuff from QuakeCon. But I just want to ask you one thing. So we've had, remember Doom? Was it Doom 2017? Is that what it is?
2016. Yeah.
2016, 2016. You
Yep.
think we're ever going to get a Quake
Like a Quake
equivalent?
2022 or something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
an equivalent of that, like a
You mean like a single player Quake? Because Quake
yeah,
Champions is the newest Quake game. It's free to play. You can just download it right now and play the newest Quake. But you're talking about a single player Quake, yeah?
right, right.
Um, would we ever? I don't know. I mean, never say never because I would have never saw Doom coming. I would have never thought they would have do Doom 2016, but they did, and it turned out to be amazing.
Right, right.
So maybe, right? Because Bethesda is just like Doom 2016 was awesome. People loved it. Doom Eternal was awesome. People loved it. Do we do a Doom Eternal 2 or do we do Quake 2023 or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's possible, absolutely. Now that they know that there's definitely a bit of an appetite for these like old school run and gun, high adrenaline like shooters. So
Exactly. And I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's par of course for a lot of things that are coming back. I think. I guess maybe I don't know who the main character of Quake is. Like,
I think
Doom
isn't that just
Slayer
like that dude, the guy with the buzz cut? Like,
it's like Duke. Is it Duke Nukem in disguise or something?
no, it's just who's that guy? It's just like a ranger. So go to Quake Champion, type in Google Quake Champions Ranger, and that's the guy, I think. Right? No?
Quake Champions Ranger. Yeah, I guess that is Mr. Not Doom. Doom. They're gonna have to change him up for that. They're gonna have to change this man up.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Ranger, the Slipgate Marine, is a male human that wears yellow and bronze armor. He first appeared in ID Software's or id Software's original Quake as the protagonist, and later appeared in Quake 3 Arena. So yeah, it's this guy.
It's that guy. Yeah, that
It's
guy.
this guy.
I'm looking at him. I'm just like, oh, oh yeah, that guy. That guy. I'm gonna put him up on screen really quickly just so everyone else can also say, oh yeah, that guy.
It's like the most generic looking like 90s like FPS
it is
character. Yeah.
so generic 90s FPS that I can't even.
Like that's the dude. That's the Quake guy.
I love how his gun is yellow too. Like he's just matched. He's matched out.
Yeah, who's the most generic FPS character? The main like character from Unreal or this guy? Or Doom guy?
Doom guy has a weird, like he doesn't have personality, but like he feels like he's something.
Yeah, I
At
gotta
least
agree
over
with
the
you.
years, like
I
we
gotta
made Doom
agree
guy
with you.
something.
Doom guy definitely like has a certain look to him. Like his, especially in 2016, like the new armor that they gave him, like looks pretty, cool.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, not early 90s and stuff, man. That was some crazy times. Box art, everything was just so strange.
And PC games came in like gigantic boxes.
Gigantic
like
books. They're basically books. They're basically a Harry Potter book just there.
Open the box and there's like a CD just like
just a CD and a manual.
And like, why the hell does this box gotta be so damn big? There's nothing
They take
in
up
here.
so much space.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, especially when they had like I remember Warcraft 3 had like the war chest or whatever. It was like 3 games in one.
Yes,
and
that
it
big
weighs
trapezoid, the trapezoid.
yes, and it weighs more than it should weigh.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why does it gotta be so damn big? I don't know. So digital distribution has definitely helped me save space on my shelf, but digital distribution has their ups and downs. So you want to collect stuff. It's tough luck,
man.
I guess.
It's I still have it, but it's honestly it takes up more space than it needs to.
Yeah.
Just put them on your bookshelf. Just really do that. That's what you should do. Put them on the bookshelf. And closing it out, we kind of talked about this a little bit before the podcast. Me and Alex, Tales of Arise, the new demo is out, and the demo is out. And I played it. I downloaded it for PS4, and I know it's for PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series SX.
Yep.
But not Steam.
Which is just like whatever, dude. I see how it is. Like, I don't know why there's no demo one.
I don't know why either. It's kind of strange, like why that's not something that they did. But hey, I gotta say, the game, it looks beautiful. which we already knew, but just seeing it kind of running and knowing that on PS4 it did not stutter as much crazy stuff. I was surprised by how much crazy effects and how smooth everything just was in combat and out of combat and
Yeah, no,
transitioning.
like mad prop. Honestly, Tales of Berseria on PS4 is 60 frames per second, so it's actually very impressive. So
Yeah, it's so
so
it
yeah, I was playing Berseria on PC, right? I beat it on
mhm,
PC, and I was like,
mhm.
because it's for me, it was like a locked 60, right?
Right, right.
And then my girlfriend started playing Berseria 2 on PS4, and I sit down on the couch, next to her because I had already played Berseria, so I was watching her play, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Whoa, shit! Is this 60 frames per second? That's I'm
Right?
like so surprised on a because running so smoothly on a console, but yeah,
Honestly, I
yeah.
was just really surprised, not just, the art direction, everything about it, but it just felt like there's a lot of love and care put into this one. I believe this is one of their is this like the celebration of the series 25th or something like that?
Is it like when was Fantasia? I guess that was the first one.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those special kind of years for Tales, but
Fantasia was 95, so that would have been how many years is that? Sorry.
don't ask me to do math. You don't know. You better
10,
open the
20,
calculator.
20, 26 years. Yeah, 26 years.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just one of those things where they give you all the party members, so you can play everybody that all. I believe there's 6 characters in the game, and you can play all of them if you want to. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 characters, and I believe that's all there are in the game. So you can just kind of chill with that. And yeah, they give you a healthy amount of not healthy, but a different, a bevy of attacks. So you can kind of customize. You can pick up new items. You can cook. You can fish. There's items around the world. You can do the whole camping thing. It just felt like a really good vertical slice that I was just like, you know what, I I wasn't on the fence about getting it outside of the price here in Japan because it's like $80.
It's like 100 almost. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
expensive.
it's expensive, but I was just like, you know what, I bought Tales games and I haven't played them. I've wanted to because I like the combat, and I booted this up. I played it for like an hour.
You're like, I'm gonna buy this now.
And I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna buy this, not when it comes out, because what it makes me want to do is because like I said, I've got some previous Tales games, Bazaria, and also I believe Symphonia is
Or
Vesperia.
did you
Sorry,
buy
Vesperia,
Vesperia?
Vesperia.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
You
like, you know
got
what?
wow.
Let me just go back and actually play one of those. Like it got me jazzed to go back and kind of work just my way up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, looking at the combat for Arise, it does look like a natural evolution of the Tales combat. Like if you have played Tales games as they have come out in the years,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you can look at this and be like, okay, this makes sense. You can definitely see the DNA for Tales in here.
Yeah.
But it's been like not tweaked, but it's been refined, I guess, to fit the modern era.
Exactly.
Because go back and play like Vesperia, the camera is very stiff, and if you go back one step further to like Tales of the Abyss, for example, that's even stiffer in terms of like how the characters move and the camera lack thereof, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean the
So
camera was it was really responsive in this. The lock on, everything was just like I said. It was like it was simplified. I don't know what it was before, but it didn't feel overly complicated. And I in general I found myself liking the characters, just the way that they interact. You run around the world and you can unlock these little dialogue sequences. I guess they do
like
that.
the skits,
Yeah, the
yeah,
skits.
yeah, they look awesome actually in Arise. I think they're done quite well here. The thing about Arise for me is like I'm tempted to buy like I want the extra costumes just because some of them look pretty damn cool, right?
Right.
They showed off like last week, I think, some extra stuff from other Bandai Namco games, like a Idolmaster costume and like a Tekken costume, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, like that looks pretty cool. I want to get that. And I'm like, okay, how much is the version of the game that comes with all this stuff? It's
How much?
150 CAD
Wow.
for the Ultimate Edition, 115 for the Deluxe Edition, and then 80
What?
for the base game.
And
Yeah,
we're talking about like that's not even the Japanese price. What?
that's
What?
CAD, that's Canadian.
I
Yeah, so.
know. What?
So 100, if I want like the game and then all the costumes, and I'm like, I have all the stuff for this game, it's $150, which is damn expensive.
That
That's
is that is too
yeah,
much. That's
yeah.
Bandai Namco. I know that your algorithm is looking at this, so you better hear my voice. That's too expensive.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get flagged. Yeah,
Yes.
Bandai Namco's gonna
every
claim this,
every
by the way.
every time, and
Yeah,
while you're listening,
Every time Bandai Namco was like,
yeah.
your ad revenue is
Is
mine.
mine. But I just want them to know one other thing. If someone is listening, Xenosaga HD
Yeah,
remake,
yeah, yeah.
do it.
Get it done. Get her
Get it
done. Yeah.
done. We won't stop. We're gonna have to do this again for Gundam Evolution when it comes out.
Oh yeah. Just hope we should get like a sign that just we hold up on stream, just like remaster Xenosaga. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, Tales of Arise. If you want to go play the demo, it is out now. Like I said, on your PlayStation or Xbox consoles. And the game itself comes out, I believe, on September 9th, I want to say.
It's pretty soon. Maybe not 9. I'll take a look. I'm on the Steam page. Nope, you're right. I think it's 9 for North America and then 10 for PC.
It's good
So
stuff.
they delay it like for PC because they're afraid because time zones can be weird and they don't want people to break the time zone by changing their region. But yeah, are you gonna get it on PC? Or are you gonna get it on PS4?
PC. Unless there's some weird jank like something wrong with it. I just want to, faster load. In this case, I actually want faster loading. The loading wasn't bad. In fact, I don't remember having to really load into, and no, I didn't load. I did load into an environment, but the actual environment itself was large enough to where it was like, it wasn't. It didn't feel like it was that long of a time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's cool. I mean, you have an SSD. You put most of your games on your SSD, or like what do you have on your SSD? Is it just your boot drive, or?
Just my boot drive. I think the only game I have is Naraka
And that's the
because
only thing
it actually says
put
installed
on
to
your
an SSD.
You don't put like your most commonly played games on the SSD, like.
No, I guess because I end up going through them so quick, like they're there and they're gone. You know what I mean?
That's like the highest honor you can bestow upon a video game is
I don't
putting it
even
on
put Apex
on
on there.
your boot SSD. Actually, so
Naraka has the highest honor then.
I went through the trouble like a couple years ago to just replace all of my drives with SSDs. So no matter what, my games are installed on either 2.5-inch SATA drives, or if I really like the game, it goes to my NVMe. But
So it just doesn't load. Wait,
well,
so
I mean,
wait, was
it's
Cyberpunk
not
on your?
magic.
I'm
It's
guessing
not
Cyberpunk
magic.
was on your NVMe.
No. Cyberpunk
Oh,
was.
it wasn't that good. It wasn't that
Well, I
good.
mean,
It
like
wasn't good enough.
it's too damn big.
It wasn't
Yeah.
good.
No, it's too damn big. I think yeah, for NVMe it's like FF14 and that's probably it. That's just to reduce loading times between areas when you like teleport. Because you don't want to like teleport and be like, oh, I gotta wait, because like that kind of kills your mood, right? So.
Yeah, well, I know Moroke is also in the chat here, so I just want to give him a shout out. And he's saying like, yeah, definitely if you're gonna get it on anything, get it on a PC because PlayStation updates are really slow. It is very true.
When a game gets patched?
Yeah, when it gets patched or something like that. I mean, even just it's a process of I want to play this game, and you go to play it, and this happened with us on Apex a couple of weeks ago, and it was just like I want to play it, and it's like download update 5 minutes. Install update 45 minutes.
Well, that's a long time. Does it not download in the background? Like you sleep your console, right?
Yeah, I thought I had it set to do that, and honestly, if you don't pay for PlayStation Plus, you don't get that option. Yeah,
you're not a Plus member then. I'm
a Plus member now, but I guess I didn't reset the setting to where for it to download. I guess I need to check on that because it is really annoying. Like having something download in 10 minutes, but take almost 45 minutes to install before you can play.
Yeah,
that's what we call the deal breaker.
I know that was a huge problem back on like for the PS3 especially because the PS3 handled updates even like not that great.
Right.
So you would like, oh, I'm gonna play like my console tonight, and then you boot up your PS3 and it's like update available or whatever, and it's like it takes like an hour.
It takes like an hour, yeah.
So
make some coffee.
I do remember that kind of sucking. I also had a problem with the Vita having terribly long download speeds for some reason.
There was something wrong with PlayStation Network for a long. I mean, something wrong with it, but I mean, like I felt like they were throttling download speeds or something, right?
Yeah, I remember like downloading a bunch of stuff to my Vita and it just taking like a million goddamn years. I don't know if it was my Wi-Fi at the time or what, but yeah, I mean that sucked as well. But yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully they'll fix it in whatever process. I was talking to my friend who, he works on PlayStation. Well, not he doesn't work on a PlayStation, but works on a dev team. and was saying it's just the way that they choose to unpack the files and how they choose
Yeah.
to copy it. And
Yeah, so Microsoft, I'm guessing, does a better job of updates. I don't have an Xbox, but I'm
I
assuming
don't
they're
either.
faster.
We just
Yeah.
all assume it. We all assume it. We give them the benefit of the doubt, and if they don't,
Yeah, I just suspect that Microsoft might have a better way of handling updates, but that's just me.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna end up updating this next episode to episode number 99.
Oh my god, holy shit.
You know what we're gonna have to do for then? It's gonna be a battle royale, like Tetris 99. We're gonna stack each other. That sounds weird.
What?
I was just we're gonna stack.
What are you saying?
I was gonna be like, we can stack the windows on each other. You know, I can move the windows on stream and have them like stacking like Tetris blocks.
You should get a custom animation ready for like we put our two windows like side by side, and then we just delete each other. Like both of our windows just disappear.
We just delete each other.
Yeah,
not even just like a swipe out, but just like it fades away, like dissolves.
Yeah. You know when you
video?
like complete a line in Tetris and just like they're just gone, right?
Oh, you're just gone.
Do that. Have our two windows go like lower to the bottom of the window, and then when they touch, they're just gone.
This is what we need to use our powerful GPUs for.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us this week. Alex, do you have anything you want to say in closing?
I don't know. Go tweet Bandai Namco and ask for Xenosaga Remaster.
Yes, do that.
Just
Tweet
like
at Bandai Namco.
Yeah, tweet the company, tweet everyone in the company. No, don't do that. Like, yeah,
Tweet everyone in the company, just literally everyone.
it's like a what is it like a to all or something, like when you're in a company you like send it, or it's like
an email, just like reply all.
Yeah.
Oh man, and yeah, anyone doing reply all, don't do it. Just don't. Just don't. You might think it's the right thing to do, but don't.
Yeah. It's like that.
Man. So yeah. What are you playing on stream this week?
Dragon Quest. I'm trying so hard to get through Dragon Quest.
You're going through it. You're doing it.
I'm trying so hard to finish that game. I'm in the last like act, right? I mean, I don't know if you've been in the stream recently, but the story's getting so damn weird.
I missed the last week's stream.
It's so bizarre. Like, what
weirder.
is happening?
I mean, weird is good for some people. I mean,
yeah,
weird is weird. Some people like it weird.
But I mean, like, so the last stream I did was just like 100% story exposition. It was like an hour and a half. I was like watching.
Oh, it was like Yakuza again.
Oh my god,
it was like you're playing Yakuza again.
It was like watching an episode of Naruto or something like that, where they show the flashback, and that's basically the whole episode.
Oh man,
it was like
that's
like,
rough. That's actually rough. That's rough.
It was like a boss fight, and and like an hour and a half of story.
That's actually rough. I mean, hey, you know what? When you get done with it, you'll be rewarded. You can play some horror game or something relaxing. I mean, you got power washing.
Or
you got power washing all over the place. So just power wash people.
Yeah. What? No.
Don't power wash people.
No, that's a different game. That's assault right there. That's assault if you try to power wash someone.
And then the world ended.
Yeah.
We took out the world. And of course, you can follow me at NinjaTrixta on Twitch, as we already said. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. For the most part, I'm not going to switch up until probably early August, like maybe second week.
I'm trying to beat August already. You mean early September, right?
Early September. There we go.
Time warp are you in right now?
I time warp all the time, playing PS3s and everything. So it's actually going pretty well. Like that game is really stressless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's actually it's kind of a weird version of a roguelite too. So it's a strange kind of relaxing game. Going through so far one world a night. I don't believe there's a terrible amount of worlds in there. So hopefully finish up pretty quick and move on to I guess a Tales game.
Yeah, you gonna do Berseria or Vesperia?
I'm not sure. My mind wants to go to Berseria, but then I feel like I should start with Vesperia. Right.
So I like Vesperia. It's my personal favorite, but I wouldn't blame you if you started it and you're like, this game's not very fun. Because I played it when it came out at launch, and to me that was like that was the newest Tales game.
Tales game.
So I was like, oh, this is awesome. I like this story a lot, and it's as a game to me personally, it's I like it very very much. And I do you go on like Reddit or something, people are like, oh, Vesperia is awesome. Awesome.
I mean, it's one of the Tales games, right? There's Symphonia and then there's Vesperia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and everyone has their own favorite.
Everyone has their own favorite, but there's like the kind of The
But
ranking.
I honestly don't think I would blame you if you tried to play it and you're like, oh, this is too stiff for me, or something like that. But I mean, give it a try. You might like it a lot. You might see the appeal of it. Just got to remember that the game came out like 10, 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It could be worse. I could just hop on to Final Fantasy 12, which is a
do you
great. Oh no, I have the game. I that's one of the Final Fantasies I actually want to finish, but the game is long. That game is a hard thing to finish.
I've never finished it ever. So
Yeah, be part of the few who have finished it. Just like the few who might have finished this podcast. If you're still here, thank you so much.
yeah, all right.
And remember, we'll be back next week, same time, same place on YouTube for a live show at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. That's around 8 a.m. for anyone in the U.S. and on the East Coast. And of course, drop us those iTunes reviews, subscribes, all that nice stuff. And we'll see you on episode 999. Tetris
Yes.
Effects Connected.
What? Sure. Terror Instinct.
Terror Instinct.
It's a real Tetris game. Tetris Terror Instinct is a real Tetris game.
I can't believe you're on that one.
Anyways, see you guys. See you guys.
We'll catch y'all later.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace.